Now, we've said before that as a martial artist, as a fighter in the natural, you have a lot of tools, a lot of weapons at your disposal. Fingers, hands, fists, wrists, elbows, all kinds of things, right? The hardest part for many students is learning the right time to use the right tools. If my attacker is 6 feet away from me, I cannot quickly and effectively use a fist, can I? Like trying to use a hammer when you should be using a screwdriver, it's not really the right tool for that job. The same thing holds true for using the Word of God. You know, if I promise to take you to Hawaii on your birthday, if you buy a new swimsuit, that's what you get. You can't change it to mean I'm taking you to Europe. You can't reapply it to a different day. You can't go around telling people I'm going to pay your mortgage. That promise is good for that one thing. You can't change it. And you have to do your part. You have to buy the swimsuit so I can take you to Hawaii. It's the same thing with God and His Word and His promises. If you're facing a particular struggle, if you're going through something, you've got to find the right promise for that situation. You have to use the right tool for the right job. If your stuff is breaking down or getting stolen, your material things, you can't stand on "no weapon formed against me shall prosper." It's not applicable. That's not the right tool. If you're coming up against sickness, "give and it will be given unto you" isn't exactly the best promise to hold on to. As with solving any issue, you first need to know what the problem is. Once you know what the problem is, find the best way to resolve it. Find the best answer, the right tool. After describing the armor of God, Paul goes on and he tells us to pray continually. Prayer is not our only weapon. After we take up the armor of God, we are to pray continually. So start in prayer if you have the time. Some situations don't afford you the time. They come up so quick, you just have to act. Ask God to show you what the real problem is, what the root cause is. Ask Him to show you in His Word how to handle it. Ask for wisdom. He gives it to all liberally if you ask. Then do it. Don't ask God for directions if you're not going to follow Him. That's sin. Now you got a whole other problem to deal with. Study what you've been given. Speak His Word over your situation. Believe it and act on it. Romans 10:10 tells us, with the heart one believes unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. You have to believe, have faith. Do not doubt that you are in right standing with God, that you are approved by Him, that your position, your actions are approved by Him. You can't think it, you have to know it based on His Word. It's with your mouth, your words, that you are saved. What you say brings about your welfare, prosperity, deliverance, preservation, safety, salvation. Remember, we talked about it. That's what salvation means. You don't use a nuclear bomb to kill a pesky insect. You don't use a screwdriver to set a nail. You don't use a punch to defend against an attacker who's out of arm's reach. You have to use the right tool for the right job. Find, believe, speak, and then act on the right promise of God for any given situation. Wrap yourself up in the Word. Find the right promise for the right situation. Align yourself, your words and your will with His. Take up your shield and take action. Take up the shield of faith and take action. Get moving. Correctly handle the Word of God. Speak the right word. Have I said it enough? Finally, practice the love of God.